introducing Anhlan Nguyen, representing class 52. I say representing because we represent, right? Our classes, yes. Founder and executive director of Lyceum Global, director of development and marketing, the Institute of Civil Education in Vietnam, and author of Living in Grace, Living Your Best Life Now, published in 2020.
I wrote this book throughout the pandemic, okay, and staying at home, and actually the message that I had in the book has been with me for more than 3 decades. Like 2017, I left the corporate world to focus on my nonprofit, and I have been living the best 6 years of my life, and the highlight is this book. Because from the book, I was able to reach as far as South Africa, Vietnam, India, Nepal. It's just amazing how a book can reach out to so many different countries. The world becomes so small because when we have internet, we have ability to reach out thousands of readers from around the world.
Very nice. So we've heard when you find in your sphere of influence a void that needs to be filled, sometimes you just have to step forward and fill that void yourself, right? Anhlan sort of expressed something that we experience as writers when we release a book, which is very much like releasing a part of yourself. And when you see it spread far and wide, and someone in a place you've never been, you would never be, and probably you would never encounter, pings you back to say that your book had an influence on them, it really does make you want to write 100 books. Like, it really is the most fulfilling thing. For those of us who've self-published, what does it mean to self-publish, and why did you choose self-publishing?
When I look into the landscape of producing a book, right, the process going through the publisher, I did some research, and I saw that, well, of course, you have to have a certain phase, the time taken to bring your manuscript to the publisher. But the thing that I do not really like a lot, which is you lose the control of your content, because the publisher, once they choose you, the nice part is that they make an advance to you, but then they kind of own your manuscript. They can edit, they can change, they can do whatever. I actually hired a book coach to give me some nuances on how to get into the on Amazon and things like that. And I'm very lucky to have my own marketing team in my own organization. So I don't feel afraid of doing marketing myself because I have a large network internationally. And it turned out to be the case when, the time taken for you, if you go through a publisher, being rejected by a lot, and then you have to wait the publisher to approve. Once they approve, you have to wait for another year before your book can be published. Now, with this book, from the time I start writing, which is in January 2020, I make an announcement on my Facebook. Again, that is something that you put accountability on yourself, so that once you announce, I'm going to write this book, I have it done by the end of this year, I've got to do it, right? But I'm very lucky to have a network of writers who supported me and give me the right editor to help me that part. And I wrote the book within 3 months, intensive, every day. And then after that, I did the manuscript, and the part from manuscript until I have the book published to take about another 4 or 5 months. And that is really fast because that's what I was told. If I go through the publisher route, it would take me another 2 years. And I got the book out during the pandemic, so you cannot do a book tour. And of course, if you do book tour, you have to do your own if you don't go with the publisher, right? But I actually did a series of virtual events. And believe it or not, I reached out so much. The following year, I converted into a course, and it has, right now, it's just amazing to see how it come out to, I've even worked on 3 different contracts with Nepal, with India, and one in Vietnam, just, to develop some other program around the grace concept with my book. So that is the freedom that you have when you work on self-publish. But of course, it has disadvantage if you are not a marketer yourself and you don't have a network you don't know how to do a book launch, then all of that. And again, I'm here to help and to serve. So if you have some questions, you want to have a coffee chat, we are all brothers and sisters in the ALF family. I would love to support you. Each of you have a story to tell. So please share with the world your story.